It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because it's always funny until someone puts an eye out. The Talk Funny podcast from Nagoyaradio.com and Nagoyacomedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
Welcome back to Talk Funny, Nagoyacomedy.com. Check us out. Email us, assportjapan@yahoo.com. No lawyers, please. And no Spanish speakers, just for this year until I can fake my own death. You know, that's the problem is, you got like some good friends, and then they're like really needy and really high maintenance, and then your wife is high maintenance and really needy, and it's like, I Googled like how to fake your death on Google. We've all done that because we're comics. Mike hasn't because he doesn't have he has only a imaginary girlfriend. He thought about doing it, but he actually didn't do it. But Steve and Joe and Tim and I have actually Googled how to fake your own death. But how to fake your own death twice, that's hard. It's really hard.
It's harder every time. I've only done it 6 times.
So I had a story about, we mentioned Alzheimer's in another, did we mention Alzheimer's in another show?
We mentioned something?
I don't think we did.
What was it?
We've never mentioned Alzheimer's.
Well, maybe not.
So welcome back to Talk Funny. This is, so I had an Alzheimer's joke, accreditation, Jerry Seinfeld, and it's actually
Jerry Seinfeld? I can't remember.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Told everybody.
It's actually not his joke. It's actually a Milton Burle joke, and he told it, and he didn't accredit it.
Who does? Not in the moment.
Who are these joke stealers? Who are these Carlos Mencias?
Well, like, it's like you're
what's
like,
the deal?
And you're like, honey, I got that from my ex-girlfriend.
What's the deal with that?
Come on.
It's not AIDS. It's a continuous hickey that just keeps going down my neck. I don't know where that came from. Enough of you, Joe.
Hey, you didn't know where she came from either.
I don't know. She doesn't come.
All right.
That's what she said. All right, so there's a joke that Jerry Seinfeld retold, which is actually a Milton Burle joke. And there's a guy down on his luck. He can't get any gigs. He's a comic. Can't get any more gigs. Agent says, I got one last gig for you. I can't book you anywhere, but I got you into this nursing home. They all have Alzheimer's. So I don't know what you're going to do, but just go in. And he goes, I'll do it. So he got up and he wasn't prepared to work that day, and he had one joke. So he just told the same joke over and over and over and over. And the Alzheimer crowd just laughed every time just as hard. Sometimes they laughed harder. And then in the corner, in the back room, there's a younger guy. He's got his arms crossed, head tilted, and he's looking at the guy, and he's nodding and he's smiling. And then after the show, he comes up to the comedian and he goes, I saw what you did there. That was really clever. That was really cool. I bet you're proud of yourself. And the comedian thinks he's on to him. He goes, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Of course, it worked. He goes, I just got one question for you. He goes, well, what's the question? He goes, how do you remember all that? Because you can have Alzheimer's when you're young, too. Yeah. So that's a comics joke. Then, and I think Seinfeld was telling a joke to another Jewish comedian. I think there's one other Jewish comedian besides me and Seinfeld. There's a couple of others. There's a couple of. It's a joke that you can pretend to get it, but you're really not obliged to get it because it's actually not even that funny to Jewish comics. But the way Seinfeld tells it is funny. He's great. Who are these Jews? How did they all end up in this one place? Did anybody think it like killing all of them? He never did that. That's me.
Dang.
Ouch.
Too soon?
Too soon. And he never did that. That's me. That's evil. That's evil. That's evil Jew devil on my shoulder doing that. That's Gilbert Seinfeld is what that is. That's Gilbert's character and Seinfeld's voice. So Seinfeld did another one where he said, here's a Jewish joke that only Jews get, and it's even not that funny even to Jewish comics, but one Jew is walking down the street, walking by, schlepping, really doesn't want to be walking, runs into another Jew. They're both businessmen. So the first Jewish businessman asked, how are things? How's business? He goes, great. And then they leave. Do you know why that's funny? Business is never good. It's always, you got this one and that one. How's business? Don't get me started. Really? You think your business is bad? Mine's worse. Really? I haven't sold anything in 10 years. Really? I don't even have a shop. Really? I can't sell anything because I don't even have merchandise. Oh, you think you're bad? I owe merchandise to people. Really? You think you owe merchandise? I owe more. My grandparents died and they owed merchandise. Now I owe what they owe. You think business is bad? Oh, my business is worse. Do you make a little money? I didn't make any money. It's funny because you owe me some money. No, because I didn't make any money. Well, I made less money than you did. How much money did you make? How little money did I make? I'll tell you how little money I make. They have like this thing that's called a nickel. I've never even seen one. What does it look like? I heard about it. They have a penny. A penny, I heard about that. You know, they have a thing called a mite, and from the Torah, you know, it's called a mite. I haven't even seen that, only in my bed. You know, so you think things are bad for you? They're worse for me. By the way, you owe me $2. For what? For the bagel. For the bagel? That was my birthday. Yeah, but yeah, I gave you a bagel. That's not free. Yes, or things are free on your birthday. It's chaos on your birthday. Hey, it's my birthday. I'm just gonna rape people and goats and girls and try to be gay. You know, it's my birthday. You know, I don't have to pay for trains. It's my birthday. He's like, hey, you killed 17 nurses, which is it was my birthday, and I'm Jewish.
Where's this going?
Mike Miller.
I'm just curious.
You ready to start recording?
Oh, I thought we were recording. Oh, I guess not. Okay.
You didn't hear my Alzheimer's joke?
What Alzheimer's joke?
So we were on the topic of stupid questions. Do you have any stupid questions, Mike, that you've been asked or by bosses or?
I don't know. It's the obvious stuff. Can you use chopsticks? Stuff like that. But I haven't been asked that by anyone I work with. But yeah, I mean those kinds of stupid questions.
I get the can you eat raw fish?
Yeah, can you eat raw
fish? Which is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite because it always allows me to segue into what else do you think I can't eat?
Yeah, but this guy is an omnivore of the highest level. He just trained himself to actually like natto.
I love natto now. Yep.
He actually trained himself.
It was a hate-love relationship. I hated it right off the bat, and I learned to love it.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what natto is, it's fermented soybeans, and it's kind of
in a gooey bacterial slime.
Yeah, and when you eat it with chopsticks,
kind
it's
of like
stringy.
if you mix rabbit poop in snot and slurry it up a good bit and then eat it. It's about like that.
It's trying to taste like
the konowata, which is like the guts of the sea cucumber. And I eat the sea cucumber, and then if you ever get into something like huna sushi, which is like this fermented sushi, it's like the miso of fish and stuff. So it really sets them back. They're going, what? I can't eat that, and I'm Japanese. And it's like, oh well, there you go.
I once saw this man stick a spoon into a fish's eye, and then
I love that stuff. Yeah, the maguro no me, love that.
He's a big fan of collagen, let's just say that.
Well, it's extremely healthy. DHA is going to save your brain.
Yeah, well, you get it by eating another creature's brain. That's how it works.
It's the eye. That's not the brain.
Sorry, the eye.
Use your brain. That's the eye.
It's the eye.
Also, I had a stupid question. My in-laws, they would always... My wife would say, listen, every time you try to be funny in front of my mother-in-law and stuff, they don't get your jokes. They just think you're being rude. I said, well, they're asking stupid questions. I'm going to be... I am rude. I'm not trying to be rude. I am rude. I'm good at it. So they say, like, we're eating vanilla ice cream. My sister-in-law's like, so how's the ice cream? I said, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's good. Do you have ice cream in America? And I said, no, we don't have mouths, so we don't eat food or ice cream. Can you use chopsticks? I'm like, yeah, I use them to stab carp, I can use them. And I also use them to stab people that ask me stupid questions. You got any more questions? That's one. Here's another pet peeve of mine, which is my son has, all right, we're out at Outback. I've got he's almost 20 now, my son, and then my daughter, she's 22, and we're out at Outback. And my daughter I'm like, how's school? They're both at the same university, which will be nameless. It's no trolls, and so we're out at Outback. So I asked Matthew, how's college? How's university? They're both at the same university, okay? He's first year, she's third year. Ask him, how's university? He's like, it's boring. It's boring. Okay, I guess we know whose DNA. Not my DNA. That's your mom's DNA. Because I have, you see all these
pencil tapes. University, playground.
Yeah, you see all the pencil tapes, all the stuff. I'm a
language geek.
I'm a total language nerd, and and I like to try. I take tests just for fun. For me, it's just for fun. And he doesn't have that DNA as my wife's DNA. She went to a stupid 2-year community college.
Well, that's what he says when he goes to the doctor. He said, "I like this test just for fun, fun." I think it might. I don't think I have it, but I just thought, it's fun.
Let's just see if I have it.
See if I have it. Why not?
No, so he doesn't have that. He's like, yeah. So I asked my daughter, how's university? She goes, oh, it's great. She goes, it's a little bit boring. So in the meantime, I took a secretary test. I passed that. I took Spanish just for fun. I took 4 years of Spanish basically in a year, and I passed all the tests at the Kentei the certification tests which I also passed in Japan, which are Japanese to Spanish, and she also passed those, just for fun. And then she goes, I also found out what I want to do. I want to be an EMS specialist because I get to ride on any airline I want, no matter what company it is, because they all need one, and they just contract me out. I can fly anywhere I want, anytime I want. All I have to do is pass a specialist course, and it's not even nurse status. Nurse is actually below that. It's basically EMT, status for airplanes. Right. So, and she goes, I would be the person that tells the pilot, this guy's going to die in 3 hours if we don't get him help, so he knows when to land. I said, wow, I didn't even know that job existed. Did you even know that existed? I never heard of that. Because she's not tall enough to be an air hostess. She goes, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, how did you even know that existed? I didn't even know that. She goes, you just Google. You just type in Google what I want to do and blah, blah, blah. And, I said, wow, it's amazing. I'm very proud of you. You have my DNA, apparently, I mean, I hope it turns out better for you, but I hope you don't become a podcaster. You're up in the air. You're literally above podcasting. You literally are. Well, she's flying right now while we're doing a podcast, so she's really above us.
If you're getting paid, you're above doing podcasts.
I paid you for a show, not for the podcast. And then,
are you saying we're not making any money tonight?
Did I tell you my Alzheimer's joke? So then Matthew hears me praising her because I was just like really shocked. I'm like, wow, I'm really proud of her. And he goes, I hope I have your DNA too. And I said, can we get some more bread over here? And the check, maybe. I said, so anyway, so I'm just kidding. I said, but what are you up to? He goes, well, I quit my movie usher job. Oh, good. Yeah, it's a dead-end job. He goes, and I got a new movie usher job. I said, what's better about it? He goes, it's a bigger theater. Okay. I quit the Burger King, and I worked at McDonald's because it's bigger. And then, one day, in and out. That's what she said.
Oh.
No, so, we're out the Outback, and that's like how to tell your son that he's a loser. I'm like, I said, you might want to watch The Sopranos.
Just don't. Keep this on Patreon, that's all I gotta say. And
I said, have you watched Sopranos? He goes, yeah, and I know it well. I said, you know the characters. I said, in some cases, the son and the daughter would be reversed, but Meadow, how she had it together, and she's like a law student, and she works at a law firm now, Meadow Soprano. She has her act together, and she's an activist, and she's really on top of things, and she's the daughter. The son, AJ, and he's kind of a loser, tried to kill himself. He couldn't even do that right, Tried to whack a mafia don, which is really not a smart move, and he failed at that. Remember him? Yeah. You're not Meadow. But you're one of those. And then he goes, bread, please? I have one more thing about stupid questions. So I brought up Matthew, my son, because he has my wife's DNA, and my wife will do this. We need the sugar from the kitchen. You're not familiar with where that is. And you say, where is it? She goes, it's on the table. It's a 10-foot table, but it's on the table. You just go in, turn the lights on. You don't need to turn the lights on. It's just on the table. It's just on the edge. You go in, can't see it. Turn the lights on, can't see the sugar. Are you sure it's on the table? It's on the table. Where on the table? It's just right. It's right on the table. It's just right on. It's sitting right on it. Yeah, there are 37 other things. There's newspapers and there's all kinds of stuff on there. Have you ever had your wife ask you to get something and you ask where it is and then she tells you and you don't know, you still don't know, especially after she told you. My point is, like, my wife will do this, and me and my son did this, and my wife will say, this happens all the time, so she'll be like, go get the scissors from the kitchen, not the big ones that are obvious where I know where they are, the smaller ones. I'm like, I didn't even know we had smaller ones. Yeah, the smaller ones. Where are they in comparison to the scissors? They're on the table. There's a lot of stuff on the table. Is it readily apparent? Do I need to turn the light on? She goes, it's obvious where it is. It's obvious to you.
It's right next to the scissors.
Yeah.
Or where it would be.
It's where the scissors would be. It's where it's where we always keep the small scissors. I didn't even know we had small scissors. And
how small are they?
Yeah, and they're pretty small. Guy can't find them. So my wife pulls that stuff all the time, and then she comes. It's a magic trick. She comes back. She says, "See, I found them." I said, "Wow, you're an amazing magician. What you did was you bought something I didn't even know existed that I didn't know you bought, and you put it somewhere I didn't know you put it, and then I didn't know we had it, and then you vaguely told me it's in Aichi, and then you expect me to go find it."
See, my house is the exact opposite of that, because I'll ask my wife about some obscure thing that I have that I don't even think that she's aware of at the time, and then I say, hey, where's the, it's a silver thing that I need for the magic act, and I don't know where it is, and then she will point in the direction that I've already searched thoroughly, and like when she points, it appears there on the little shelf or on the desk or the table, and I'm like, what the fuck? I married a goddamn sorceress. But it's that's the way it happens.
But did she move it?
No, she hasn't been in there. But she doesn't even know it's there. She wouldn't know to move it or that I would be looking for it. She doesn't even know it exists, but then she points and it materializes.
So I think with guys, sometimes I may be guilty of this, like, your wife says, the scissors, you used them before, you put them back. I don't happen to remember where I put them. I mean, where we keep them. It's not where I put them. We keep them here. Really? You put them there, and we always put it back. We. But I don't use them, but
That's
we
the
keep
royal
them.
we.
Yeah.
Well, and you lost me a bit at sugar because like I know where the sugar is. The sugar is in the second box in the right-hand cabinet in the kitchen, second from the right.